Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Doorshutter coming back to you with episode 6 of Skyfactory 1. And today we are going to grab more bone meal because I'm trying to show you guys something. And this is the third attempt because my dog has decided to suddenly start barking every time I press the record button. So we're going to try this again. Alright, grab some bone meal, come to your mycelium. I kind of suggest getting a little bit more mycelium, right? So I'm going to go up here. I'm just going to put some dirt down. It's not really going to expand, immediately, but I might as well add a few more pieces here. And you could just ancient spore this to make them instant if you have a few laying around, which is probably a good idea, right? I have a couple here, so let's just grab 3. That's all I'm going to need. I'm just going to expand it to the left side here. Okay, and all you got to do is just grab an ancient spore. There you go. And so now what I can do is I can come over here and I can right click with some bone meal, right? Just keep clicking on the mycelium. Get a whole bunch of mushrooms. Pick these up because these are going to be very important here in a second, right? So real quick as well, let's grab a bucket of water. Let's put it in this second barrel. Okay, I'm going to let that convert. And I'm going to keep grabbing some more mushrooms here. Make sure you don't click on the mushroom because it will try to make a massive mushroom. But since I'm such in a constricted space, that won't actually work, right? So, the more you know. There we go. Alright, I think that's good on the mushrooms. We should have some witch water, right? So, now what you can do with witch water is you can right-click and get a slime block. So, of course, slime blocks equals 9 slime balls. And that is good. So we have to wait for this to keep converting, which means we could probably add another fluid hopper here and just kind of put a, what do you call it? A hopper, normal hopper with mushrooms in it. And make sure you don't do that because I just did. Because these are compostable and all that, so you don't want that to happen. So, yeah. I don't really need too many more slime balls. I don't think. Why can't I place anything in this? There we go. Just an issue with the desync kind of thing. That's alright. So we wait for that to be witch water, and we get some more slime balls. So I currently have 45 slime balls, which what we're going to need these for, right, is tons and tons of stuff in the future. But for right now, I want to get magma cream, right? Which is blaze powder and slime ball. Magma cream then can be used for tons and tons of stuff, but of course we want it for magma. The reason we want this for magma is because we want to be able to make crystallized, what is it? Crystallized amber, right? Crystallized amber will get us a few things. We can do like fluid collectors, we could do fluid transfer nodes, which is like also energy nodes, item nodes, which basically allows for wireless transmission of the type of transfer node, right? So energy, item, and fluid. You also have things like the forester, which would be getting, farming stuff going, things like that. My biggest thing is I want to also get into Mine Factory Reloaded, right? And when it comes to Mine Factory Reloaded, or not Mine Factory Reloaded, Industrial Foregoing, my bad, sorry, is we want to be able to duplicate mobs, right? So we want the mob duplicator, which requires an advanced machine frame, which requires pink slime, which requires a mob slaughter factory, and that's a whole nother line on itself, right? But I think first off, let's start getting some simple automation going with cyclic, and from that point, we will be able to then kind of carry on and start developing a little bit more, because we also really need to start getting into mystical agriculture, which is kind of what this mob farm really is a big part of, and I haven't really walked over here in a minute, so let's go over here real quick so I can show you something. So with the mob duplicator, or well, the mob slaughter factories, we could actually remove all the spikes here, and we could have the ability to then only need to worry about we would have a problem where we wouldn't get player drops, but we'd only get things that are considered, non-player drops, right? So you'd get like gunpowder and stuff. That's like basically normal stuff. Rotten flesh, anything that's considered like it dying from fall damage kind of thing, because that's not the player killing it. So we need to keep that in mind. We would make the mob slaughter factory in the case of I have 2 mob farms, or a dark room that basically just contains the mobs, because the mob slaughter factory, I believe, just one taps the mobs. Like it just kills them right when that progress bar goes down. It'll immediately kill them. You'll get the stuff for it. So, and maybe I am wrong. I might be wrong here. But yeah, the mob slaughter factory. Let's see. No, I am wrong. So the mob crusher is the one that is like killing it normally. The mob slaughter factory, I think, is legitimately for just killing it. I don't think it gives you anything. It might give you essence, and I know it gives you pink slime slowly. But yeah, the crusher's the other thing. I don't really fully remember all of it, but it might not even give you essence. It might just give you other stuff, but who knows? We'll have to see in the future anyway. It's been a minute since I messed with that mod. But yeah, so we have 64 and 17. I think I'll do one more mushroom here, and I call that good for right now. So, what do we need to get first, right? We need to get a solidifier chamber, or solidification chamber, and we also probably need to grab the melting chamber. So, melting chamber, which is, of course, quartz, obsidian, redstone, and a few other things, which is why I've kind of been making some soul sand. Soul sand is really good because it can get you quartz, right? This can also result in ghast tears, very uncommonly, but it can, right? I've gotten a few other things here. There's one ghast tear. Ghast tears will be good later because we need to get the mob imprisonment tool for the actual mob duplicators and stuff. So we got to keep that in mind. Looks like we got some stuff for mystical agriculture as well, so that's pretty cool. We got a couple stacks of that. We have 2 more stacks of soul sand. So let me actually save this up and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so now what we need is some lava. And if you don't know how this is going to work, to make obsidian by default in this mod pack, it is actually quite simple. All you really need is to have a stone barrel and a bucket of water. And a bucket of lava, of course. You put the lava in here, you put the water in here, you pick the water back up, you right click to get your obsidian. Okay? And it's just that. So you could really automate this quite quickly. But the thing is if you put the water in, sometimes it'll actually fill that barrel. Or in older versions of X9lo. This is a different version. So it doesn't seem like it does anymore. So I guess you could actually just do that. Do that. Right click. Go get more lava. So boom, boom. So yeah, in this version, it's definitely a little bit more friendly, which is kind of nice. I remember in one version of X9lo, you had to remove the water every time. So that's good. I don't have to anymore. I can just, kind of cruise with this. But that's 6 pieces of obsidian. That's exactly what we need. So let's get the rest of this stuff, right? So what we need now is 2 blocks of lapis lazuli and 2 blocks of redstone. So this and this. Okay, so 2 blocks of this. And then 2 blocks of this. Okay, so the melting chamber so we need nether quartz. And we also need, I think, 2 furnaces, right? So let's just make 2 furnaces. Okay, and then we need some glass. Do I have any more glass? I might not. So let me smelt some up real quick and I'll be right back with you. Alrighty, so I think I've got all of the glass I need here. So let's get the melting chamber. Let's get the solidification chamber. So these two blocks do require power, of course. So we are going to have to like tap them into this line. I'm not 100% sure where we actually want to do this. I think this very end will be fine here. So these blocks are very, very simple in the UI. So the way this works is we need to actually get... where is it here? Some blaze powder. And our slime balls. We're just going to do 16 of each. Right? And all you got to do is melting chamber, throw some magma creams in here, right? This will tell you how much time's left before it actually starts melting all of it. And we start getting magma. So, of course, there is no like configurable sides or anything on these. So you actually need to get some pipes or something to actually transfer fluid from point A to point B, which seems like alright. You can see inside that actually the magma is down there, which this doesn't really give a whole lot of magma. So we have to remember that. And without doing honey, without doing it the honey route, we do require a block each for the actual thing, for the actual crystallized amber, right? So this is going to be definitely a more expensive route because we don't have access to honey. Because honey, we need bees, and bees need trees, and it's a whole thing, right? It would take a lot more time to get that at the end of the day. So we're just going to do the good old-fashioned, we're about to go broke method, right? Let's see. So crystallized. We also need a fire charge. Okay, fire charge. And then we need some gunpowder. That gets us 3 of those. And then we need some gold. Okay. So, of course, we just toss this stuff in here one by one. And then we need to worry about the magma, right? So we need, like, a fluid pipe or something. So grab a couple of these. Grab the pipe wrench. Do that. That should start working, right? And that results in 2 crystallized amber. So what can we do with crystallized amber, right? Of course, you know, you basically, this is your basic starting crafting thing. Of course, you can make crafting machines, you can make your fluid placers, your wireless redstone transmitters. Let's see, what else? Some, like, artifacts type of stuff. This might actually be a good thing, because that mob farm over there is actually dropping XP constantly. So, it might be a good thing. Energy transfer nodes, which is something I really do want to look into. Man, there's tons and tons of good stuff in here. I know there's one thing that we're going to get sooner or later, which is the... I think it's like the item... I think I typed in the word click last time. Item user. Which this one actually doesn't require the crystallized amber, but we do need to get this sooner or later for auto sieving. An auto sieving system won't be too bad. We also do have this type of click machine, which is, you know, about the same, I would assume, just a little bit less expensive. But we need to like have a vacuum hopper. We would need to have so vacuum hopper, auto crafters, and a whole bunch of filters. So, or just a whole bunch of drawers and a whole bunch of pipes. We don't really need filters. Filters aren't that important. So that's a thing. Let's run real quick over here. What do we have in here? We got a few ender pearls, gunpowder. Alrighty. I try not to talk too much in that section because it is quite loud. Especially for me. So, let's see here. I think the first thing I actually want to get, and this might be a weird thing, is the forester, I think, right? The forester? So, a forester... That is expensive as can be. Holy cow. Okay, so mason plate, which is mason steel, which is mason cobblestone. That requires, like, how many blocks? So you'd get 2 for that, and two of those. Okay, so I mean that's not too expensive, because I think that's all you need, right? 2 and 2. That makes 4, so you'd be able to make 1 machine. So you need 4 blocks of iron to make a singular thing. And then just wood, observers. Okay, so that isn't too bad. But I don't know really the radius. So let me look into something and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so let's make a forester here, right? So I got 4 blocks of iron. First thing we need to do is make some mason cobblestone. So mason cobblestone is used to make mason stone, which we need a few of. Okay. Then this and this and this and this makes mason iron. This and this and this and this makes mason steel. And then that makes mason plates. Okay, so there's our mason plates. Now we need our crystallized amber, some wood, and what else? Some redstone, some quartz, and we actually do need a stack of cobblestone with us real quick here, because we need 2 observers. Okay, and there's a forester. All right, let's set this down real quick. Does this thing tell you a range? Okay, so it would be like 19 by 19 with 9, 21 by 21. Oh, there you go. Okay, so that'd be like that, right? So if we narrow it down to like a 5, still pretty big. I'd say probably like a 5 by 5 sounds like a pretty decent bet. So I think, what, can we do it like right here? Perfect, like a 7 by 7. That'll work. All right, so now I actually need more dirt, because I don't think I have enough to fit like in a range this big. Definitely not. All right, let me get some more dirt. I'll just use some saplings and stuff to actually get that real quick, and I'll be right back with you in a second. Alrighty, so real quick, we're going to make a combustion generator. I'm kind of curious how much this actually will produce. So if I throw 1 piece of, let's just say charcoal, right? We don't have any charcoal, I guess, because I've broken it all down. Okay, so 1 piece of charcoal lasts about 78 seconds. Okay. Real quick, let's just do... Right, so this thing takes 64,000 power inside of it, internal buffer. Okay, so it should be able to plant a sapling, right? It doesn't take that much power, but it is slow as can be, which is fine. I'm going to take all the saplings out for right now. Nope, it grew a tree. Okay, let's see what happens here. So we're still on that 1 piece of charcoal. Okay, so it just drops everything. Okay, so we need like something like a vacuum hopper type of thing, right? So we need like obsidian, eye of ender. So we grab that. We can grab one of the ender pearls in here. One of these. Alright, let me go grab some obsidian here real quick. Let's see. So if I just throw in the water. Grab a couple buckets of lava. Okay. We can just leave the water in there for right now. So what we'll need now is an absorption hopper. Okay, which will need a hopper, an eye of ender, and there we go. And I'm pretty sure we could just place this on top. So show the area that's affecting. So we want it to offset in that direction. Right? We can offset just a few more blocks. That's actually perfect. That whole absorption hopper picks up all of that area. Okay? So what that means is we would have the ability now to... We don't want to do that just yet. We now have the ability to put this in a drawer, rather like put this stuff into a drawer, and then of course you have your saplings, your logs, apples, sticks, and I don't think you'll get silkworms or anything like that. So that means that you would just get this basic stuff, and we just put like the sapling drawer like right here, put a pipe in between it, so it can get all the saplings it needs. Because like now we really don't need this absorption hopper in this section right here, right? We only need it nearby. So it'd be like, I could put this, I'm going to break this for a second here. So I could put this, for example, like right here in this ground. And all I need to do is just do show area. Need to... Okay, so that's that. That's down and up. So let me just do that. Go over this direction. Go over that direction. And that's on top of it, right? So if I put this on a drawer controller, like I put a drawer controller right here. Yeah, a drawer controller just on top of it, that'd be fine. So I just say items up, drawer controller. Alright, well, I don't know. Do I want to do a drawer controller there? I think the better bet would be to actually put it where I just put the cobblestone. And I'm just going to place that temporarily there for a second here. So if I were to pick this up again. Okay, I just didn't want to lose it into the void because I don't really have a whole lot. I could probably put the drawer controller in the ground, right? That'd probably be a good idea. We'll show the area. We'll configure this again. So we need to go... Is that moving? I mean, I don't really need this to go up high, so that's fine. Okay. Nope, that's the wrong direction. It's kind of hard to see it now since everything is kind of there. Okay, right there. Because I don't really need this to be high. One thing I'm going to do is actually just increase this range on this. To see if that'll affect anything with its like harvesting abilities. Let's see. I think it's thinking about its life decisions. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, after experimenting for about 10 minutes with the farmer thing, forester. This is one of the slowest things I think I've ever seen. I was just messing around with this to see if it would be a good idea to do this so they knock all the trees up top. Because, trees grow massive and all that. But this thing, instead of like, it goes by one, by one, by one, by one, by one, by one. And if it's not dirt, it won't plant a sapling. So that means this thing is super slow because of that. The fact that I have like a dirt patch in the middle, right? So I think what I want to do, and besides the fact that if items fall outside of this absorption hopper, you're basically losing material because there's no way to expand the absorption hopper's range. So that's a thing as well. I'm not 100% sure what to do. I was kind of thinking industrial foregoing, of course, but you need plastic, and plastic is wood, and things like that. I don't know what else we have. We have, like, because I know there's like a planter, not like a mod named planter, but like, I also can't see my keyboard, hence why I always fail at typing. Like a planter like this. I don't really know what it is. Maybe we could look at it real quick. What is that thing? Well, it's dead. I killed it. That's my natural instinct. As an American citizen, I must kill it rather than ask questions. Sorry, that was very political, right? But that's more stereotypical than political, but that's fine. All right. Anyway, besides that cringy, terrible joke, let's go with, what is a planter? Is this just like a decoration block? Or does like a full-grown tree come out of this? I'd laugh if it does. Here, let's actually move this real quick. I don't think it's going to grow. I think it's just like a decoration. I was just curious. Alright, anyway, I think I'm going to let this go. Yeah, you can see how much stuff is falling outside the boundary of the actual absorption hopper, so it's not the best bet, I don't think. I don't know. I guess we'll leave this here for now. I'm not 100% sure. I'll be back in a minute here. Alrighty, so I think I found somewhat of a solution here. Right, so I went ahead and made a vacuumlator just because I wanted to try and see what's the difference between that and this, right? So basically a vacuumlator is 11 by 11, and I believe this is like 5 by or 7 by 7 by 7, right? So this vacuumlator is definitely a lot better because it is a bigger range. And yeah, I've also put a concrete thing up here, which will make these things a little bit harder to actually fully grow, but it should prevent big trees from actually ever spawning, which is a good thing because we don't want that because it would just cause, overgrowth kind of thing. Because, like, see how this is on the edge of that? That's kind of what we're trying to prevent. And big trees are one of the biggest things that really cause that. So, and we can come over here and, we can do a little dance and all of that jazz. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up the episode here. This is going pretty well, right? I mean, it's not the best, it's going to be slow, but I think that should be a pretty good start on just getting a basic wood farm. We will be automating this a little bit more in the next episode. But I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.